Hello, I'm Luke Ford from lukeford.net. I want to talk about some of the traits that make for a good interview. If you want to get the scoop from people, you have to be able to interview them and get to the nub of a matter and be able to capture that information. So, number one skill is you have to develop rapport with people. So you have to be able to get them to trust you and to like you enough to talk to you. So probably the most important trait for this is just developing a reputation. Develop a good reputation, obviously. For instance, I've got a reputation for being very hungry for scoops. So people, when they've got a big breaking story, they know that I love to break stories. So they associate scoops and big breaking stories with my name, and they call me or email me. There's a terrific book on deep writing and deep interviewing called The Gang That Wouldn't Write Straight. Wolf, Thompson, Didion, and the New Journalism Revolution. And Gay Talese, the famous author, writes in there, "I learned from my mother to listen with patience and care, and never to interrupt, even when people were having great difficulty in explaining themselves. For during such halting and imprecise moments, people are very revealing. What they hesitate to talk about can tell you much about them, what they can regard as too private or imprudent to be disclosed to another person at that particular time." Now, I've been interviewed 200 or 300 times, and there are some common mistakes that people make. One is just trying too hard. Once you're making effort to seem trustworthy, professional, interested, or whatever, it's going to be jarring. You should never explicitly state that you are trustworthy, telling the truth. You should simply embody that trait. Same thing with picking up women. Once you start making an effort, once you're like racking your head for something to talk about, you've struck out already. You might as well just move on so that you're not a dead weight to be around. So go with the flow. If the conversation's flowing, then go with the flow with that woman. But once you're racking your brains, it's time to move on. Now, an interview is not a conversation. Most interviewees, about 98% of them, are not going to have much interest in you, the interviewer, or what other interview subjects have told you. Most people are interested primarily in themselves. So when you go do an interview, don't imagine it's a conversation. It's okay to be conversational, but you're primarily there to listen, to get other people to open up to you. Often when I'm being interviewed and the interviewer is telling me about her life and other people she's spoken to, I start getting bored, I'm restless, I'm resentful of the loss of my time. I start staring around, and I'm eager to get out of there. So remember that. An interview is not a conversation. General questions not as effective as specific ones. Don't ask someone for stories about their childhood. That's not inspiring. Don't always, unless you have to. Don't give your interviewee a list of your questions or topics you want covered. It robs the event of spontaneity. You want the person that you're interviewing to feel that you're genuinely interested in them, and that this isn't just a job that you're doing, but you're truly interested in what they have to say. I'm Luke Ford from lukeford.net.